What's going on, Koacombat? What's up, guys? Man, your community is so awesome, guys. I just had to put a video out today for you guys. So if you're new to this channel, guys, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video. This is Crypto with Doc. I'll be bringing you gems to look into to do your own research in. And today we're going to be talking about Koacombat. Koacombat, guys, is an MMA token, is what I could call it, okay, for short. Okay, it's centered, the main utility is centered around MMA fighting, but that's not all the project is. This project has a lot going on for it, and we're going to talk about this project real quick. Guys, let me tell you, in regards to the DeFi space, when you look into a project, you want to know, what's this project going to do for me? What is this project going to offer me that I should put my money into it? Okay. One, we know why we get into crypto. We get into crypto to make money. Case closed. That's the reason why you get into crypto, is to make money. Now, because a lot of projects have done so well in the last bull market, a lot of folks are looking into the DeFi space as a way to make money, where you could put $1,000 in a project, and if you're lucky, it could become $100,000, $1 million, because we've seen it happen in the past. The difference is, now we're in a bear market. For something like that to happen, you have to actually give it some time. And folks don't have the patience. And the patience that they don't have is the reason why they're losing money. So as I'm going to talk about Koacombat, pay attention, because I will give you a few little tidbits of how to survive this bear market. So let's look at Koacombat again. Koacombat is currently at 10.06841. The all-time high for this project is 9.01985. Okay, and they launched at 10.08. All right. Now they had a dip a few months ago, and I was able to jump into this project at 10.03. When they got to 9.019, I was very close to 10x. What that means, if I had put in $1,000, I would have been real close to $10,000. That happened within a 3-week period, to show you how crazy it is and how easy it is to make money in the DeFi space, if you're not scared and you run away because you see a few red candles before that. So as we're looking at it now, this is a buying opportunity because it's actually lower than the launch price. All right, because it's at 10.06841. Why is it lower than the launch price? Let's take a look. Ethereum is currently at 1341, $1,341. Ethereum went through a merge a few days ago, the proof of stake from proof of work, and that merger, after it happened, the Ethereum price started coming down. And from Ethereum coming down, any token that is part of the Ethereum network, which Koacombat is, built on the ERC20 network, the Ethereum network, as Ethereum comes down, they also come down. And that's why Koacombat has given you an opportunity now to jump into this project. Now, let me show you one more thing about this project that should give you some conviction of why it's good to get into it. This project only has 753 holders showing on Etherscan. Now, they do have more holders than that, but what was going on is they have staking available, and I'll talk about staking in a minute. And a lot of folks, when they stake their tokens, they took everything over. And because they took everything over, it eliminated their wallet count from the total count. So if they had 2,000 holders and 1,000 something went to staking, they took 100%. So their number came off as like somebody who sold everything. So that's the reason why they're only showing 753 holders. All right, so let's go into the project. Let's go on their website. What I'm doing right now, when you're doing your own research on a project, this is what you're supposed to do. Go to the website, check out the project. There's a bunch of different tabs up here. Click on them and read about the project. Don't just blindly hear me say Koacombat and you go look for the contract address and buy into it. It doesn't work that way. All right. So, like I said, you can go there. It says here, invest into the token. Then they have Core Labs. Core Labs is the products that they actually bring out. Like I told you, even though it's an MMA token, it's not just focusing on the fighting. There's a lot of other utilities that these guys have. They actually say bull or bear, we don't care. What does that mean? Whether they're in a bull market or a bear market, they're going to build around their project for people to make money no matter what market you're in. And they're showing that when you look, see, they have supplements that you can buy. They have pre-workout, ETH Explode. All right, they have CBD and hemp products that you can buy. And these things are available. And some of them are still coming soon, but they're already available. They have their own pay-per-view live channel. This is where you can actually watch the fights. They actually have places where they actually have events. The last fight they had about 1,800 seats, and all seats were sold out. These folks get exposed to the token and may become holders of the token. So right there, that's marketing for the project right there. All right, they have the amateur and professional MMA and boxing matches. All right, then they have Core Betting. Core Betting is actually sports betting. You're able to go on their platform, coming soon, it's in the works right now, to be able to bet on the MMA fights, including UFC, soccer, NFL, and NCAA football, and they have more coming soon. The betting platform is in the works. I know it was getting beta tested. It should be coming out real soon, right? Then they have the staking that I was referring to before. You can go ahead and click and do staking. What you do is you go through Brew Labs. They use Brew Labs, and you stake your token. What's good about staking is that it helps to hold the floor. When more people stake their tokens, then you don't have a bunch of people selling here and there to bring the chart down, because they have at stake, whether it is for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or what I did with mine was 180 days. When you put in that staking pool, you don't have access to the token. So, which actually helps, because if it's going to drop some zeros, at least you're not feeling like selling, because your $1,000 is now $3,000, $4,000. By the time the 6 months done, if they already dropped 2 zeros, my $1,000 would be $100,000 instead, where I could have already sold it at $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000. So that's a plus I see about the staking. You get more than what you put in. So it's kind of like doing CD or money market with a traditional bank. You take your tokens and you give it over to the staking pool, and you get returns off of it based on the amount of transaction happening based on the staking pool you chose. All right. Then they do give back to charities. All right. They have their own clothing line. All right. So those are the kind of things that are involved in the project besides just the MMA and fighting itself. All right. I want you guys to look at these folks here, which are the folks involved in this project. These are the devs of the project. The reason I want to talk about the devs of the project, I've been doing crypto for a minute. I started crypto January 2018. I jumped into the DeFi space where I bought some Dogecoin. Then I got some Shiba, and I made some good money on Shiba. Now, when I made money on Shiba, nobody knew who was behind Shiba. We heard names, but nobody could put face to any devs. Now, these guys here, Stan, Dan, and Crypto Rita, okay, those are the main three I could mention. We have DGen and Longbeard on there also in the spaces. But these guys do Twitter spaces 7 days a week. And for the first time, I can say I see a project where the devs actually do exist. They do exist. They're involved. There's usually 3 to 5 devs in almost every Twitter space, answering questions, giving people updates. And as the community is giving them their input, they actually incorporate some of those input into the project. I remember when they said they were coming out with a betting platform and they were gonna test it, and there was a community member that jumped on the mic and said, what do you think if you actually let the community members do the beta testing? And Stan and Dan were in the space and they said, that's a great idea. And they did that. That shows you these guys are actually building a community token where they involve the community. That's why I always say the dev team have to be strong when you're looking into a project. And that's why I give Koacombat 2 thumbs up, because they have a strong dev team that's fully involved in the project. And Stan was already involved in MMA. He was a fighter himself, and he actually owned a business. I think he owned his own MMA business for at least 13 years, okay, before even coming out with a token. He's in the West Coast. That tells you these guys, you can actually find them. This is not some guys who created a project and then they run away and what we call rug pull the project. Take your money and run with it. No, these guys have an actual location where they exist and they're hands-on. When there's a fight, these guys are involved in setting up if it's a cage match, setting up the ring and being involved, hands-on, get their hands dirty. That shows you they themselves they're not full of themselves. They're not too arrogant to run a community project. I like that. Then when you look at the community, if you go on these spaces, you've got folks doing Twitter spaces 7 days a week. And when you go in those spaces, you see a lot of the holders, very loyal, that's always in these spaces. And if you hear the way they talk, they're pushing positivity. They don't want folks to talk negative about other projects or bash anybody or whatever. I like that because that shows they want to build a strong community. If they're doing that now with 700 something holders on Etherscan, what is it going to be like when they have 20, 30, 40,000 holders? When the bull market returns and folks are looking to see what projects to put their money into, they're going to look for these strong, positive communities. These guys are already ahead of the game when it comes to that. Third, you look at utilities. And I just showed you the utilities that these guys have besides just the MMA. So when you get a chance, also go to koacombat.com and check out their roadmap, okay? Check out what do they plan to come out with and what's going to make this project a solid project. And I can tell you guys, at 10.06.841, this is a gift. It costs you right now about $68 to get 1 trillion tokens. That is a gift. So definitely when you get a chance, take a look at Koacombat and jump on one of their spaces on Twitter Monday through Friday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Saturdays, usually around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check out one of these spaces and tell these guys and ask the questions and tell these guys Dr. Crypto sent you because you saw on his YouTube and he told you this was the project to get into. I'll see you guys on the next stream. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video so we can get more holders into Koacombat. I'll see you on the next time.